Good evening, guys. We're back for video number 2. This will be, let's go over here to the ingredients. This will be the pork scallopini. Again, another very, very classical Italian dish, but definitely more of a classical pan sauce type of dish. So we'll have the pork loin that's been cut very, very thinly. Some fresh tomatoes. It could be canned tomatoes as well. Fresh mushrooms, garlic slices. We also have a little bit of chopped chive, which works, or again, chopped parsley is fine too. And in here we have a little bit of veal stock that I made earlier. The olive oil will also be part of the dish. That goes in. We don't want to be too bashful. We're going to get our We're going to get our heat on relatively high. We're also going to season our pork just like we do with the chicken, generously with salt and pepper. Fresh cracked black pepper is best, but if you don't have that, you can certainly use the pre-ground pepper. Nothing wrong with that, which is probably what I'll be giving you anyway, so that's fine. So we'll bring that over here, get that oil very, very hot, which it is. Looking pretty good. Again, this is another very, very quick preparation. We'll bring the veal stock over here. I don't know if you can see, there's a little bit of smoke just starting to show, and definitely the oil, it looks like it's definitely thinning down. So we'll put this again away from us, away from us. I wash my hands. Again, very, very high heat. Okay, a little salt and pepper on the opposite side as well. Okay. Looking good. We want a little bit of color on both sides, but definitely the initial side, the presentation side. As you can see, it's starting to get a little bit of color down around the perimeter. That's great. Don't be afraid of the heat. Rocking this back and forth. You notice I haven't even actually touched the pork just yet. And this pork will continue to cook in the sauce as well. All right, let's go and turn that over. Okay, nice. A little bit of color. Looking pretty good right there. Okay, at this point, we'll move these kind of off to the side, and we will introduce some mushrooms. They can all kind of go in the pool at the same time. This dish is designed to be dealt with this way. Some fresh tomato. Now I'm going to shake this pan a little bit, and it's going to definitely flare up. Be careful. That's all right. You want to get that mushroom and the tomato down in that oil right there. At this point now, we'll probably turn down our heat a little bit. Let's go ahead and introduce the garlic. Okay, some sliced garlic. Yeah, this is a great one-pot dish, one-pan dish. This pork is almost done, believe it or not, because again, it was sliced rather thinly. So we'll go here. Yeah, definitely starting to firm up a little bit. All right, so I'm going to take some of that veal stock that we made earlier, or I made earlier, get that in the pan. That's probably a total of maybe 4 ounces. You can see that that's coming along really, really nicely. what we can do is we can taste that sauce right now. See what the seasoning components are like. Remember, the only thing that's really seasoned is the pork. So we'll take that. Oh, it tastes really good. Got a nice little feel to it. So, that pork is definitely done. What we're going to do is we're going to take the pork out. Put that on the pan, on the plate, out of the pan. And we are going to do the same thing we did with the pork, the chicken piccata. We're going to do the same thing with regard to introducing some butter. Some whole butter. And whisk that in. Pardon me. And what was that called again? That's right. Monte au beurre, or mounding with butter. We just don't want that butter to melt in there. We do want to kind of add it so it actually creates a little consistency. So we're done. We're looking good. So we'll pour this over the top of this pork. Looking good. Either to the sauce or at the end, we'll sprinkle a little bit of chopped chive over the top. And there's our pork scallopini. That's the second of the pan sauces. Somebody's called a quick sauce. Again, we're going to go back and forth between integral, which is what these two previous sauces were, and non-integral. So these are certainly integral to the point where they're being made with the pork, with the chicken, with the particular pan that we're cooking the chicken and the pork in, using those bits and pieces that are formulating on the bottom of the pan. Those are called the fond, F-O-N-D, or the foundation. Again, another one of your vocabulary words. And that's what picks up that extra flavor. These sauces are by no means to be diminished between a pan sauce and a sauce that takes hours and hours and hours to prepare. These are just as flavorful and in some respects far more appreciated than a sauce that's been taking hours and hours to prepare. So pork scallopini, chicken piccata, both nice dishes. We'll get to the third dish in just a second. Talk to you later.